Hello LEGO fans, Bricks Unbound here with another LEGO Star Wars set review. Today we're looking at set number 75182, the Republic Fighter Tank. It comes with 305 pieces and in the United States retails for $24.99. It was released in the summer of 2017. Let's go ahead and take a closer look. The only real build in this set is the tank itself, and I have to say it looks pretty good actually. They did a lot of good things with those 300 pieces that they had for the set. It's got the dual cannons on the side just like you would expect. They can be rotated individually, or of course you can move them together. Lots of range of motion on these. They do have stud shooters on the sides, so let's see if we can knock out a droid. And I missed, but it did go at a proper height. It just went right past him, so nice design there as far as the placement. And they don't stick out too much compared to everything else in the set. I think they blend in relatively well, and if you don't like them, you can just take them off and slap a tile on the side of that bracket and it will be fine. So from the top, you can see a few sticker details, but there are a lot of good uses of parts to get extra details in. These, of course, are stickers here with the Republic logo on them. And then stickers back here as well. These could probably be left off if you wanted to. It's just a white plate or a white tile underneath it. Another sticker just like that on the other side, as well as these two here. Those I think do add a good amount of detail to the front of it, because I think on the real thing it kind of slopes down towards the middle there, which stickers kind of give the impression of. And on the side, good use of parts here to, I think it's maybe some kind of fuel line or something that's representing. Around the back, an interesting parts usage. You had a couple of fencing foils that represent antenna on the back there. I think those pull off the look very well. Underneath the guns on the other side, you do have clips to store some weapons. So right now there's a wrench over here to work on the thing when it breaks down, and on the other side I just have the clone trooper's gun stored. We'll see him in a moment. He is inside the cockpit. And from the front, this thing does look pretty menacing. If you were a battle droid, so that coming at you, you'd probably be a little scared. You can see there are clear pieces up there to let you, to give the idea of somebody looking out through those if they're in the cockpit. Good angles overall on this. They did a nice job pulling that off with some pieces that weren't around for the previous model. This was made once before in 2008, so it's been 9 years since the last update to this, and I think this one is much superior. I'll hit that more here in the closing thoughts. From the back, usually on again the real model, right, if there's a real one, this would be more of a entry hatch to it, but just with how they built it up, you couldn't really fit that with LEGO scale and proportions, so they put a little storage crate there instead, which makes perfect sense. And it comes with some extra ammo for your stud shooters that you can store in there. It's too small to really put anything else in. You could probably fit the hilt of the Jedi's lightsaber in it if you wanted to. But again, nice use of parts for details. Just some of those bricks, the profile bricks there with the little grooves going up and down to give just more details to the side. Some of these ingot pieces in just light bluish gray, not a bad part to get there either. And just nice job with the greebling on this set overall. We'll open up the cockpit now, let you see what's inside there. So the gunner, it's very cramped, but he does fit down in there. He doesn't come out super easy because he is attached by 4 studs down at the bottom. But inside there you have a nice printed piece there for the control panel. And below they used a bucket handle to represent his steering yoke, which worked very well. I'm not sure why I didn't think about doing that before, or anybody else that I've seen. But looks good in there. Nice use of colors too. We don't really have any strange colors showing through in the cockpit, which is nice. That green, the lime green, is an intentional color choice on their part, and I think it's fairly accurate to the real model. So this vehicle is a Legends vehicle, meaning that it hasn't appeared in any canon material, so no recent comics or any of the TV shows or movies. But it's a very neat little craft. I really like the Republic vehicles, so I could definitely see this appearing in a cartoon eventually if they do another Clone Wars related one or something. From the bottom, of course, it doesn't look very good, but it's the bottom, so that'll be facing down, so you won't see it. They did attach these little cheater wheels to the bottom so it slides along very nicely and raises it up a bit to give it that hovering effect. And that does it for this vehicle. Let's take a quick look at those figures. There are 4 figures included in the set if you count the 2 battle droids. So on the left we have a Clone Trooper Gunner, the first time we've gotten that variation of Clone Trooper. I like his helmet. Then next up we have Aayla Secura, who has not appeared in LEGO for 7 years. Last time she was here was a 2010 Clone Turbo Tank, I believe. And then of course just the 2 generic battle droids. So looking at the Clone Trooper, again, nice printing on his helmet there. Pretty good torso with some straps going around. And his gun is fairly generic, but it's nice to get a real gun instead of a stud shooter. It's just a longer sniper type rifle with a Technic pin attached to the end. Aayla Secura looks amazing. It's nice to get her in a non-Clone Wars version. I'll get her lightsaber out of her hand. She does come with a light blue lightsaber. And good printing on her torso there. Even some printing on the legs that is pretty finely detailed. And 2 battle droids. On the back of these figures, we've got excellent detailing. Again, the design on her Leku is just fantastic. Once again, awesome job printing. It does go all the way around those even seat inside. Nice job on that piece. She does get an alternate face there with a little bit angrier expression on it. Looks good. Nice print on the back of both torsos. The clone, of course, does not have a back to his face, and there he's just the regular Clone Trooper face. So it's great to be getting this figure again. Nice to get a new variety of Clone Trooper. Let's move on to the final thoughts. Overall, I feel this is an excellent set. The main draw for most people will probably be the Aayla Secura minifigure, especially since she's not a Clone Wars version and we haven't had her for a while. But the tank itself, I think, is worth the price point as well. So that's a nice bonus there. A good Star Wars vehicle build at a good price as well for $24.99, 305 pieces. It's an excellent price for part ratio. And the tank itself looks great. I think they did a nice level of details with the parts they had, using plenty of parts to get the details instead of it just being stickers. The battle droids, of course, don't hurt anything. They're always nice to add to an army. And the Clone Trooper Gunner looks great as well. The proportions of this also are a little bit better than the previous one. I think that was oversized. And of course it was 9 years ago when we got that one, so new parts to improve the build as well. Let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. Thanks for watching.